All right, so we're talking about, should I build a team or a mega team, or should I build my own brokerage? That is the main question today. Let's get in some details. The first real difference between these two things is obviously when you open your own brokerage, you are a lot more responsible, you have more responsibilities, you are the broker of record. Broker of record is obviously held responsible for everything that's done inside the company. When you are building a team in someone else's company, under another umbrella, and you just bring your team over there, you build the team under someone else's company, then you don't have that responsibility. So obviously, you have less responsibilities when you are building a team under someone else's company. That's number one. Number two, expenses. Well, expenses are going to be on both sides, okay? But when you own your own brokerage, you're going to need to create a lot of different things that maybe you can get from another company that already has that. So when you build a team under a company that provides you with systems, tools, maybe customer support, maybe they have administrative support that they provide you with, other benefits that you could gain by building a team or a mega team under someone else's brokerage. So that's another benefit, obviously, to own a team versus building your own brokerage. When you open your own brokerage, there's a lot of other things you need to do because you're really opening a business that is not affiliated unless you're going to get into a franchise, and then you do have systems that are provided by the franchisor. And if you're going to go with a franchise, you're going to get benefits that you're not going to have when you're building your own independent brokerage. So there's many different questions here. When you open your own brokerage, should you go independently or should you go with a franchise? What are the benefits of the franchise? There are so many different franchises out there. So you got to go shop around and find out what each of them is offering, and then see what fits best to whatever it is that you have in your mission and vision. Where are you going? What are you trying to achieve? All right, so if you have your own brokerage and you're building it, okay, that's a business. So you need to have a broker's license. So the first thing you need to do is go get your broker's license. If you already have it, great. Now, once you have your broker's license, you need to apply to open your own brokerage, and then you got to do all the paperwork involved, and then you have to join the MLS, join the board of realtors, and do all these different things that needs to be done in a brokerage. You have to create your own systems, your tools, and probably rent an office space or purchase your own office space. And then obviously you want to have some operation, you got to buy some furniture, you got to do all of these things you have to do. Okay, so it's like opening a company from scratch and you're building your own office, your own space, your own company. When you do want to do your own brokerage, you need to think about, okay, I have options here. What are my options here? Number one, I can go independent. I can open my own brand and build my own thing, okay? Or you can actually go and purchase a franchise. Okay, so you can open up, doesn't matter which one right now, there are obviously many different franchises that you can purchase and get into, okay, and choose to, a brand name that you want to work with. And each one of them has their own pros and cons, and we can talk about that, but obviously not in this video, we don't have time for it. I'm trying to give you as much information as possible for you to understand the differences between the two, and then try to pick the one you want, and then we can have a discussion about it, maybe one-on-one. Okay, and all you need to do for that is just scroll down here, click on my website, and then just contact me. All right, so going back into, are you a broker already? Do you have your license as a broker's license, or do you need to go get it? So this is another decision you need to make. If you're a salesperson and you need to get your broker's license, it's going to take you maybe 2 months, more or less, depending on how serious you are about it. In some states, maybe longer, but say up to 6 months to get your broker's license. And once you have it, you can then go ahead and be a broker of record and open your own company. So are you going to go independent or are you going to go franchise? These are the questions you got to get into right now and find out. And then if you do choose a franchise, which one you should choose, etc. Let's put that aside. Let's look at the other side of the coin. You're not a broker. You're a salesperson. You have a team. Maybe you're getting a bunch of listings, you have a lot of volume coming in, and you hired a couple of buyer's agents to work under you. It's a good scenario. You're working under someone else's umbrella, so obviously you have a lot less responsibilities because you're not the broker of record. Okay, you're a salesperson inside someone else's office. Even if you're a broker associate, you don't have the responsibilities of the broker of record, which are a bunch of responsibilities. You got to think about that as well, okay? Because you're going to be held responsible for everything that's happening inside your brokerage if you are the broker of record. And if you're not, obviously you're not. But we're talking about responsibilities of owning and being the one responsible for everyone else, which is the broker of record. So when you own a team and you're going under someone else's umbrella and you have a good deal to be there and you're happy, then that's all good and dandy. You can also build that to a certain level. For example, right now maybe you're one agent, okay, getting listings, you're the listing agent, and you're a team leader, you got maybe 2 buyer's agents and 1 assistant or 2 assistants, okay? Or you have a personal assistant and a transaction coordinator, and you got 2 agents, buyer's agents that are working on all the buyer deals. Okay, say that this is your structure. And now you're thinking about going mega team, like you want to hire maybe 10 buyer's agents, you want to bring in 2 more administrative assistants, and you're really ready to go on the next level. You're willing to invest, etc. And you're contemplating, you're like, should I stay here and build a mega team, or should I just go and open my own brokerage? Now, that question is a very important question. And it really depends, because it's not, I cannot give you a cookie cutter answer. It's not going to be all across the board the same. Each of you is working in a different brokerage. Each of you has a different deal. I have no idea what your broker is going to give you if you decide to go mega team and all of a sudden recruit maybe 10, 15 agents and bring them on board, and if it's going to be worth it for you. For example, if they tell you, oh, you got to pay us $5,000 for every agent you bring on board, you bring in 10 agents, that's $50,000. So you got to think about it. Okay, that's $50K. I can use that $50,000 to do something on my own. So you're going to start contemplating. And that is obviously should be more of a one-on-one conversation where we can really dive into the details and start analyzing and ask a bunch of questions before we're going to come out with, okay, I know what I want to do. Okay, but it is a very popular question. Should I open a team, build my team, mega team, or should I go ahead and open my own brokerage? Remember, the main differences between these two is when you own your own brokerage, you have more freedom, obviously, because you set all the rules, unless you're going under a franchise and then you're signing some contracts and you're going to have some limitations. But if you open your own brokerage independently, you're going to have the freedom to do whatever you want, and basically you are literally at the highest level of freedom. When you are a team under someone else's umbrella, you have your independent contract, whatever that states over there, and whatever rules and regs they have in your company, you have to obey, and you need to be restricted in a way to all the rules. So it's really deep. You see, there's so many different angles, so many layers that we got to check and figure out. And then we need to understand who you are, what's your personality style, what do you do best, okay? Where should you focus on? And who's on your team, and what systems you have in place, and do you have tools, and what tools are you going to provide your agents with? And there's so many different questions. So this video is really designed for agents that are already at a level that they have a team. I'm not talking husband and wife team or an agent with 1 assistant. I'm talking about someone who has at least 2, 3 more agents on your team, and you're thinking to go mega, or you're thinking about opening your own brokerage. Okay, and you're contemplating these 2 questions. I'm inviting you for a free consultation. Scroll down here, click on my website, book a free consultation. Let's sit down for half an hour to 45 minutes. I'm going to ask you a bunch of questions, and we're going to come up with some ideas about a direction and where you want to go, and that's going to help you make a decision. Once you make that decision, I can help you then to pave the road and go to that level. Okay, so that's it for this video. I'll see you guys in my next video.